Howdy, Scrappers. Sam here. The end of Book 2 is rapidly approaching, and we wanted to celebrate, so we're partnering with Norse Foundry to give away a bunch of stuff. This one's going to be way bigger than any giveaway we've ever done. We're talking bigger prizes, and more ways to enter. First things first, what are we playing for? So we're going to start with 2 grand prize winners, each of whom gets a complete set of Norse Foundry Metal dice, along with an 18 by 12 very capable 4 poster with the original Alyssa Avery art, which is, beautiful. The third winner is going to get their hands on a very capable 4 poster. But that's just the start. Once we hit 175 contest entries, third prize is also going to get their choice of merchandise from the Pod Against the Machine store. We're talking like a t-shirt, a hat, a water bottle, messenger bag, mouse pad, that sort of thing, in addition to the poster. Once we hit 250 entries, 2 winners will get a poster and their choice of merch from the store. There'll be like a qualified list or something that I can't specifically enumerate here because I don't know it off the top of my head. Once we hit 300 entries, make that 3 for a grand total of 5 major prize winners. After that, for every 50 additional entries we get, we're going to add on another winner, this time of a sticker 4-pack. And if we, say, get to 400 total entries, maybe those sticker 4-packs become 5-packs. What? So, what can you do to win? How can you win? Starting right now with this episode, and over the course of the day, these things are going to be popping up on our various social medias. You can get an entry for following Pod Against the Machine and liking/retweeting our pinned tweet. You can get an entry for joining the event that we've posted on our Facebook at facebook.com/podagainstthemachine. You can follow pod_against_the_machine on Instagram and like the post from today. And you can subscribe to our Twitch at twitch.tv/podversusmachine. You can subscribe to our YouTube at our YouTube URL that's impossible for me to pronounce out loud, but YouTube. You can join our Discord server. Link is always in our show notes. It's also available on podagainstthemachine.com. You can also get 2 entries for each review you leave for Pod Against the Machine. So you can leave us a review on Apple, on Podcast Addict, on Podchaser, on any other, service that does podcast reviews, and they're all worth entries. But here's the big one. You can get 5 entries for supporting us on Patreon or Ko-Fi, or Ko-Fi or Coffee or whatever you call it, regardless of tier. So this contest is going to run for 2 weeks from right now, the drop of episode 73, to the drop of episode 75 on May 25th. Winners will be announced when we released episode 76, also known as the final episode of Book 2. That'll be on, what are we saying, June 1st? Well, good luck, Scrappers. Details are in the comments, in the description, in the show notes, all over social media, and on podagainstthemachine.com. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only actual play podcast that's secretly just about the post office. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Rain or shine, etc.
Howdy.
Darkest day. That's the post office one, right? Green Lantern post office.
What can the post office do for you?
Evan Costner.
We've got a lot of slogans over the years.
Including the slogan Green Lantern and Kevin Costner.
USPS Green Lantern, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it was a really wild DC crossover arc.
I can't believe they changed all the uniforms to green. But,
It was a choice.
well, previously on the program, other than Tom Petty showing up and taking over Scrapball, the party went through Kogara's things. They found all sorts of exposition in there. They found some nice drawings of some terrifying looking machines and some references to some kind of source that Hellion wanted to wage war on using a gigantic 400-foot long excavator, which upon closer inspection, the party, I believe, decided that's what you're all in right now. That's what the Lords of Rust have been digging up all this time. And then a little bit further exploration revealed that Kogara had been keeping a prisoner in the storage room behind her personal quarters. And that prisoner was Nolik, the technically spy/wizard, who was apparently being forced to charge batteries at Chainsaw Point. But of course, everyone had stopped feeding him a few days ago, what with the mysterious disappearance of Kogara. Our benevolent party let him be on his way after getting even more exposition out of him. He revealed that the technically is after someone called Cassandra Lee, who escaped from the Silver Mountain with an artifact called a neurocam, which apparently contains absurd amounts of information about the inside of the Silver Mountain, which is extraordinarily valuable to, an organization whose entire existence is centered on the Silver Mountain. And then after Nolik took off and ran out of the plot forever, Asher made a startling revelation that he is a reptoid. No, wait. He revealed just what he's been keeping under his hat, and it wasn't a lizard, it was a letter. A letter addressed to someone named Cassandra Lee. And that's where we are now, gang. Deep beneath the Scrapmasters Arena in a giant excavator.
That letter's gotta be so sweaty.
It's coated in nacho cheese.
So, is it safe to assume that the catwalk that goes south and then turns west might be those stairs that we saw in the jewel room? Down here
Oh, this down here?
to there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that's probably the end of the stairs, and it
Yeah.
just sort of hasn't been excavated.
Okay, cool.
That seems a reasonable
Ironic,
extrapolation.
considering what we're in. So that only leaves going north, right?
Yeah, there were a few doors left inside the excavator that you haven't explored. And there was sort of the back of the excavator is kind of open to the air, which you haven't gone
Yeah,
down to
is
that
that-
side yet.
It's this right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see where you're pinging.
Yeah, do that again.
It's far away.
Way up north and then to the left.
North, left.
Huh.
Oh,
North
yeah,
by
got
north
it.
left.
That classic cardinal direction left. The very end of that row of pillars, there's like a gap. And I don't remember that being the direction we came from, because I'm pretty sure we came from here, so that means that's got to be something we haven't looked at yet.
Yeah.
The stairs you came from were kind of on the south.
Yeah, it was these ones, because that's where we fought the Chul.
So, and then, yeah,
And then we have the one that you mentioned up north, yeah.
this is all in the fog of war, so if you are pinging, it is in vain for me. Hello?
Oh, you can't see my pings in the fog?
No.
Okay. I thought you could.
I can see the pings.
I couldn't see the pings. Oh, there's the ping.
The ping in the fog.
Yeah.
The ping in the fog.
Yes, that R.L. Stein classic, The Ping in the Fog.
Oh,
Just
now,
thinking
see, I
about
was
it
going to
gives
go
me
with that's my
goosebumps.
favorite Wuxia. How is I forget how that's pronounced. Those the martial arts movies. Is it Wuxia?
Yeah, I
Wuxia.
can't help you with that. But I do know what word you mean.
Yeah, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
As a citizen of the United States, I just assume that every pronunciation I think of in a foreign language is just wrong.
This is wrong. Yeah.
Which I think shows some self-awareness.
Yeah.
beyond what most people care.
Yeah, I will not pretend that I can do this correctly.
Love you,
Right
fellow
there
U.S.
with you.
citizens. We can just edit that out.
They're fine. Yeah, they're okay.
Really worried about you alienating the U.S. citizen listener base now.
There's gonna be so many people that are just deeply offended.
Man. It's like 300 million people. Just
The
Nobody's-
true patriots.
Nobody's gonna buy that Mad Ups jersey now.
I'm pretty sure they're like our smallest demographic of the listeners for us.
Yeah, you're lucky we're doing well in Australia and
It's true.
Sweden.
Where to, gang?
Yes.
Yes. Where
Yes.
to, gang?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Vargas is still kind of in shock from hearing the news that his old boss is a druggie. So he's just kind of going to go along with whatever everybody else decides.
So there's this bed down here, right? Bottom right-hand corner, southeastern corner, that was also mentioned, that we would be able to get down to, or we can... Do y'all want to investigate the, ground? Does that sound good?
Like this ground?
Well, yeah, it wasn't...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this bed
pelts.
that got mentioned
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably where either the Etten or the troll probably slept there. One of the two of them,
Mhm.
because it looks it's really big and it looks kind of like something someone like that would use.
Do you want to just drop a rope?
But there could be
How
stuff
high
there.
up is it?
Yeah.
It's about a 30-foot climb down.
Asher can go ahead and hop on down.
I haven't thought about it. Is there anything nearby we can anchor to? Like, what kind of railing is here?
And you've got this sort of shin-high, like guardrail around the platform you're on, which doesn't really have anything to specifically anchor to. But then, like once you get over to the corner, there is this large arm made of like metal girders. So I mean that's very easy to tie to up there.
And it looks like structurally secure, like it can hold a person's weight if we tie to it.
Oh yeah.
You said that so
Totally.
confidently.
Oh, it can
Come on.
hold such a person.
I'm gonna
So
throw knowledge
people.
engineering on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can one of our engineering people roll an engineering check on that? The 6,000-year-old rusty girder.
Such a person. You wouldn't believe the person it can hold.
It could hold something. 23.
Yeah, it looks structurally sound. It's a big, heavy metal thing.
Looks like we should be able to tie off a rope here to aid in our descent if we'd like to investigate whatever lovely bedding seems to be down there.
Sounds good to me. And can we do like a general perception down there and see if we see anything else? I don't think we did that in the last game.
Yeah, you can take a look down there from where you are.
Just assess to see if there's anything else besides that bed down there. That is a dirty 20 for Brixbo.
Well, you find yourself looking down at a large cavern, basically. But the metal leviathan that you're on, which is, huge, is towering 30 feet above the ground of the tavern. It's a, dirt-covered facade of sharp angles and pitted and rusty metal wall, and you're up on the rusty balcony. You can see the massive mound of furs, rags, and refuse. That's like a nest of some sort in the southeast corner. And it looks like up to the north there, the cavern kind of turns away into a 10-foot wide tunnel that curves off into some smaller cave. It looks like there's a lot of evidence here of recent excavation work. Looks like this is where a lot of the work has been going, and people have painted demonic faces with spiked metal claws, like on the walls, on the metal work here, just like carved them into the sort of ground there, and there's like shovels and picks and stuff all around.
Wonder if that's like a warning of something that's down there.
It always is.
So do we want to go down or clear up here?
Maybe we can just poke our heads in really quickly and then pop back up here. Poke our heads out.
Down?
Poke around down there. No.
Oh, yeah. That's the subtitle.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just go. So Kira will climb down. There's nothing. We don't see anything overtly threatening. She's decent at climbing. Is she decent at climbing? No, she's not. My bad. Still.
I mean, are you going to secure any sort of a rope? Or are you just going to climb down the wall?
No, we're gonna discuss the rope and then ignore it. Oh, we can secure a rope. We've got rope.
Yeah,
That's right.
only a fool of a party would come unprepared wholly. No ropes. Can't
We're
even.
almost
Clearly the
book,
currency of the
level 7.
Darklands. I mean, we couldn't be found without it. Right?
Yeah,
we didn't give it all away, right?
No.
I think.
Um,
I have 10 pounds of rope. I don't know how long that is.
Oh, that's
I
probably
don't
a
know why
50
it's
foot.
measured
That's
in. I don't know why
definitely
it's
50
measured
feet.
in weight and not length.
But just the default.
Oh yeah, it says 50 feet of rope.
one
yeah, 50
very
feet of
short,
rope.
thick rope.
Cool.
Great. Yeah, no, because I do think we actually sold all the. But surely we stocked up another rope, right?
How many pounds of rope do you think we'd need to get down there? It's a conversation they
10.
hear all the time.
I think we'd really
Spelunking.
dig into this for the rest of the app. Explore
Let's stay right here.
rope logistics as
So I
much
have
as possible.
soap in a 4-pound pot. Why am I carrying this stuff?
So yeah, I would recommend, especially since it's 50 feet, let's knot it so we can make it a DC 5 climb check for everybody. Which I'm going to attempt right now.
Hey.
That'll be fun.
Wow, I have a pot too. I'll also roll.
Yeah,
so
I
that
think
we-
it's part of like when you pick a starting adventuring gear set,
Yeah.
it gives you a 4-pound pot to make sure you go over your weight.
Yeah, as I
4
say,
pounds is a lot.
if your strength score is under 10, you don't buy the adventuring kit for that reason. You onesie twos
You
the
skip
things
the
you'll
pot.
need.
Well, for our listeners at home, it's enough stew to feed one hungry human for one meal. I'm sorry, it can hold enough stew. I'm assuming it does not come with stew.
No, I'd like to think you've been carrying around a pot of stew and just
Yeah, it's one of
take a
those,
little
like,
nip here
forever
and there.
Sorry, yeah, that's the beet stuff, right? God, we make a great product here, team.
You could just kind of tell, like, this would be a special one.
Yeah,
Did you
Was
ever
that
need to?
Stewie.
Oh wait, no,
food.
you had a +3, not a +6. I thought you had a +6 and you rolled a 3.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
sorry.
That's why you rolled when you had higher.
What are we rolling to not?
Climb, it's a DC 5
check.
to go down
Yeah.
the...
Oh.
I might be the only one who has to. Maybe Asher.
I need
Yeah,
a
I'm
7 or
over
higher to
a
be able to
5.
climb.
You're not in danger. You can just take 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna
13.
We don't
Roll
have to spend half an hour on climb checks.
On a roll.
We did that in like episode 5.
Well, it gives us plenty of time to discuss.
I remember. That's
soap
why
and
Vargas
meats.
has a +6 to climb now, because we did that in episode 5. So I've been putting a point into climb every level since.
Wow.
Ryan's dice, natural 18 for a 16.
Oh man, you climb so good.
Yeah,
So good.
looks like a natural.
All right, so we're down.
As you climb down and you sort of get a view of the underside of these steel girders coming out on this gigantic arm or structure that sticks out of this huge machine, you can see that someone has hung like strips of sinew and tied around humanoid bones. They're just like hanging from like dozens of them, hanging all about like decorations. They're almost like wind chimes, and they, as you're climbing by them, they bump into each other and clack and clatter. So it's fun.
Got a lot of wind down here in this fully underground tunnel.
Probably not usually, but maybe. special occasions.
Could have done racing underneath it, like who can run the fastest and kind of generate their own wind.
Fair. Should we roll another perception down here, or do we see anything else besides the scary arts and crafts?
I think that's really the only different thing you can see from having a new angle. And you can see from here that heading to the north, there is that tunnel that goes on for at least a little ways.
What about the nasty little nest in the southeast corner?
That nest, it definitely stinks of use and lack of hygiene. I'm not going to make you roll a survival check to tell that something was living here up till very recently. Definitely a large-sized creature, so probably the most logical conclusion is this is where Drake's was hanging out.
Good call, Giroux.
I figured it was
Sky.
either her or the troll, because they're both big and smelly.
Should we try this tunnel to the north?
Do we want to do a perception on the Dreg's nest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just assumed when...
Maybe she had a gun.
Yeah, no, you're right. When Sam was just like, I won't make you roll a survival, I was like, there's nothing here. But that sounds like a kind of tricky thing that Sam would do.
Did we say perception or survival?
I believe Giroux wants to roll a perception, and Sam had hand waved our survival.
Yeah.
Got
I
it,
think
okay.
the survival was to tell who was using it, right?
JK,
That
JK.
wasn't like to tell if there was anything in it.
Yeah, just to sort of tell the general oeuvre of the bed.
That is a 29 perception. If any, oh, nope, never mind. Also breaks.
Ooh.
I didn't.
Yeah,
bother
29
rolling for
buddies.
Asher.
Well, with the 29, I think that you find that she definitely had some hygiene issues. Looks like maybe some ticks.
Oh no.
But nothing really of interest. It was definitely pretty gross, though.
Good.
You're gonna remember, the horrors that you've just seen. Above and beyond the dangling bone chimes.
Fantasy Lyme disease.
In a game that gives us tetanus, why not?
So, shall we head north?
Let's do it.
Well, since we're down here, we should be as thorough as we can.
Just nods and follows along.
Let's do a quick survival over here to see what the foot traffic looks like. Was this a place where they were going constantly back and forth down this tunnel, or is it we dug it, it was garbage, we never went back?
It looks like there's been tons of activity in this area where you are. Looks like this has been the focal point of the digging, but to the north it doesn't seem like all that much traffic goes that way.
Doesn't seem like too much traffic is going that way.
Alright, and I am pulling out Scorching Ray Wand as we get ready to go on in.
Alright, so are you heading north through this increasingly narrow passageway?
Yes.
Should we consider the order thing? I guess it's not a super long passageway.
Want to do bricks in front, then Asher?
There isn't a door, so I'm
no need for
gonna
that.
pull
Yeah, I guess
myself
maybe
out of the
just Asher
running
then.
for this
Yeah.
time. Thanks.
Yeah, Asher and then Vargas, because I can cast Long Arm if I have to hit around him.
Sure. Asher will
Yeah, I guess
have
we'll go
his
behind
pistol
Vargas.
at the ready.
You can also cast
I just
long
don't
arm.
want any of us to be in front of him so he can shoot.
Yeah. Pistol in hand, he steps forward.
As you step forward into this cavern, it seems to open up after about 15 feet into a long, narrow passageway that runs from east to west. It slopes downwards to the east. Patches of strange fungi and lichen cling to the walls and floor. And between these patches, on the cave wall, strange words have been scratched into the stone. On the south wall, portions of buried metal structure protrude from the stone, particularly towards the west. but the trail does lead in both directions.
Is it too soon for another percept? Or I don't know how, like, other things you can roll to figure out which direction to go in. You can do a roll, one of those things where you lick your finger and stick it in the wind.
Yeah, like survival, you could look for tracks or something.
I guess you could roll survival.
Ash should kind of cover his mouth with some of his wrappings and look to Vargas and say, "Are you able to determine whether this fungus is harmful? If you don't mind taking a peek, I'll see if I can determine which direction might have been the more traveled. A path splits up ahead, to the west and to the east."
He'll kind of shakes his head like he's shaking himself out of something and says, "Yes, of course." And he's going to examine the patches of fungus and unfortunately only get an 11 because that was a garbage roll.
Brixbo also has knowledge
That-
nature and gets a dirty 20 with an 11.
Sorry, I wouldn't have asked him and excluded you intentionally.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, I have a decent nature. It's just that was a very bad roll.
My nature is pretty good.
Well, between the two of you, I think you're fairly confident that this weird lichen and fungus is not harmful. It's just weird. It doesn't look like there's much foot traffic in here at all. Now, this is kind of hard ground, so it wouldn't preserve a lot of footprints, but this looks like a fairly disused corridor.
Just a real quick knowledge engineering to make sure this isn't like a tunnel that's going to collapse on us. 26.
Yeah, it looks structurally sound, and it looks like they've basically been digging this out over time, but I think this part at least seems like maybe it predated a lot of the more recent digging, like it's just sort of been here.
Should we go to the east first?
Yeah? Yes.
Does the writing did you say it was language on the walls?
Yeah, there's strange writing on the walls.
What, is it Androphin or a surprise written version of Hallett?
It is neither of those. Anybody else have a large number of languages, or is it...
Yeah, so I also have linguistics, but I have Androphin, Common, Dwarven, Gnome, Halfling, Hallett, Undercommon, and that's it. That's actually it. But I can roll.
Yeah, I also have linguistics, and I have Kasatha, which is another one it might be, but I think we've decided that I only know spoken Kasatha, not written. But I don't know if a linguistics check would be able to be combined with that to help if it's Kasatha, which is the only other alien language I could think of it might be if it's not Androphin.
I have Intimidate.
The letters look very menacing.
I thought you were going to say infernal. It's like, oh, no.
No.
Intimidate.
Nope.
No, it doesn't look like any language that any of you know, and it looks pretty...
Does it look like demonic or orc or Siriani or Jistka?
None of those.
Okay.
I mean, it would say that it shares the most similarities from a linguistics standpoint with Abyssal, if that's the demonic language but it's not Abyssal.
Oh no, I don't know. I know like literally demonic, not abyssal.
Oh, I didn't know they were separate. But
Yeah.
Wow.
Abyssal is devils, demonic is demons.
no, demons are abyss and devils are infernal.
And then there's daemons, which is
Which one
demonic.
demonic is
That's
that?
Abaddon, or Abaddon.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the neutral evil, like 4 horsemen death zone. Yeah, I have an idea, Zach the player has an idea of what this probably is, but Brixby doesn't. Can I roll linguistics on it?
Yeah, you can try.
I'm gonna try. Ooh.
I got a 19 total.
It's much better than my 2 for a 10.
Natural 17 plus 2.
Solid.
Are you trained in linguistics?
I am. I took that rank. Asher took that rank as part of learning Androphen.
Okay, so I think with the training in linguistics and a 19, you can tell that this is infernal.
Ooh. Huh.
Well, I don't know what it's saying, but I believe this writing is infernal. I wouldn't expect that, but it's curious. There's so much we don't know. We still have much to learn.
Well, this could be something related to Hellion, obviously. Or it could be that red blood ghost thing. Could be some sort of devil. Suppose there's only one way to find out.
See, edges closer to Kira in the fungus. Shall we?
Is he gonna eat it?
No, I was just kind of, that was like an implication of maybe we continue
Oh.
forward.
Yeah, I did not pick up that at all. Yeah, let's continue.
Are you continuing to the east or the west?
I think the east, that's what Brixby was suggesting earlier. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, and as you're heading to the east, do you hear the sound of slow footsteps behind you?
I'm gonna cast shield.
Do you have a sense of the speed or closeness of those footsteps? Pretending I can't see what's already on the map.
Probably about 50 feet away, just slowly coming around the corner, taking a very leisurely pace. And as this thing rounds the corner, you see a flame red humanoid with 4 arms and a strange mix of insect and reptile features and twitching fanged mandibles. Let me just pop this terrifying PseudoKasatha up on the screen here. It's got some nice jagged swords and just, it's a real affection-drawing face.
A taser?
I would say.
In its hand? What is that? And it's like
some kind of little red gun in one of its
oh
hands.
no.
Along with swords.
It's like Diablo.
Asher Snot took a 5-foot slink to the south and rolled a 22 total on stealth to just kind of see if we can't get any element of surprise on this thing that clearly knows we're here.
I like that Kira and this thing are like literally locked eyes, and Asher just puts his hat in front of his face and just ducks down behind the
Homer
pile
in
of
the
garbage.
bushes.
Just sinking into the bushes, yeah.
It's a real Linus move. And this creature is walking towards you like very openly and has swords kind of out at its sides.
Can-
Well, I
can
would
we
like
roll?
to move forward, yeah.
Can
If
we
it's-
roll a knowledge?
Is it just walking? Because we can walk too. Oh, well, yeah,
it's
let's roll
walking.
knowledge.
It's walking slowly. It
Me
would
too,
be a
same,
knowledge
same.
Would it be
planes.
planes? Yeah.
Oh, planes.
That's a better one.
And as subtly as possible, turn on a chainsaw.
It's a ghost made of blood.
Does a 22 knowledge planes give us anything on this guy?
Yeah, I think a 22 is pretty good. What did Brixby get?
I rolled a nat 1, thus the very literal interpretation of what it is, most likely.
Yeah, I think Brixby is probably pretty sure that this is just Hetweth's ghost, just filled with blood. Because
It's had to with a Halloween mask.
a little bit Kasatha-like, but also terrifying. But Vargas, being the Kelid and being perhaps familiar with the legend of the blood ghosts, he sees this thing for what it is. He's looking at a Zill.
A what?
It's a
Is that with a
Zill
Z or an X?
with an X, so I don't know for sure that it's not like a shill.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Shill.
Zill.
It's a shill.
Have you guys
Zills are
tried
the
NordVPN? And you're just like, oh, stop.
Zills are the scourge of the ethereal plane, conquering everything in their paths with only one true purpose, to perpetuate their race at the expense of others. All Zills are female and capable of fertilizing their own eggs, but they require a living host to use as incubators. They paralyze victims and store their eggs
Oh my gosh.
inside them. So it's real fun. They're evil and alien plane-shifting creatures that possess impressive intelligence and a totalitarian militaristic culture all their own.
Naturally.
They see most other forms of life as incubators.
So they're the Zerg.
You get one question.
Do we want to know maybe weaknesses, or actually probably abilities, right? Because this thing's probably got some kind of crazy planar abilities.
Special abilities?
What does everybody else think? Special abilities?
I'm just wondering how this creature feels. Did he find this she find this property on Zillow?
You mean Shillow?
He wants us to play Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, I'm gonna go with special abilities.
Alright, well, we already touched on the first one, implant. As a standard action,
yeah.
a Zill can lay eggs in a helpless creature. You don't want that to happen. They also have multi-weapon mastery, which they never take an attack roll when fighting with multiple weapons, and they treat their claws as primary attacks while also wielding manufactured weapons. Additionally, they can plane walk. They can shift between the ethereal and material planes as a move action.
Real
That's gonna be real annoying.
Yep.
It actually takes them two consecutive full round actions to leave the material plane, but they can use a move action to come back to it.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
that's
so that's not too bad. Then he's not she. I'm gonna keep saying he because I thought it was a he for a long time. She's not gonna be able to use that in combat then.
We just don't
Yeah,
want...
so Vargas will relay all of that to the party. He'll say it's an evil planeswalker. It can shift in and out, but probably won't be able to do it if we stay on it and don't let it stab you with its ovipositor.
Bummer.
Duh.
Yeah, we do not want that plan to hatch.
Oh, in her mouth. Great.
Oh, that's even worse.
This.
As Vargas is talking, she has this horrifying, monster smile on her face that reveals like the long mandibles and maybe a hint of a mouth-bound ovipositor.
I
And
would
she's
love to just charge her.
she's slowly approaching, and she says, "You are the ones that have frightened Hellion."
We frightened him. Well, that's great. He's a jerk. Are you going to hurt us? Or lay eggs in us?
That very much depends. They tell me that you killed the priestess Mayanda. Is that true?
How do you feel about the priestess Mayanda?
You going to answer the question or not? I can kill you all right now if you'd rather not have the opportunity to save yourselves.
Okay, well then we definitely can't answer the question. I'm just asking another question. Answer your question.
I asked my question first and you're being very rude.
So then I don't know what to say to you. I just looks and stares at Asher, who has slunk into the bushes.
Yes, and the understudy, too.
Brick shrugs.
That is very unfortunate. Why don't you roll a bluff check?
Get a bonus because he was half telling the truth, because we totally killed
Understudy's dead.
It's an 18.
And she takes another step towards you and says, I would appreciate it if you would be honest with me. I have not done anything to you yet.
Super reassuring.
That cannot
You said we were
change.
rude.
Well, you were rude. I wasn't rude, that was you.
Asher will unslink, and by that I mean just kind of step out and kind of move to stand adjacent to Kira and say, well, we certainly killed her opportunities here serving Hellion. We defeated her soundly, and she remains imprisoned. As for Nalakai, we most certainly defeated him, and Kolgara, and Helskarg, and Dregs. Really, the list is quite cumbersome, but we could always discuss this if you would like a catalog of all those we've defeated. For one, I prefer not to add to that ledger of blood. Perhaps we can resolve whatever is happening here peacefully. Diplomacy. Every time, single digits, but a 19.
She kind of gives you a little nod and says, I don't care for the orcs or the troll or the Etten. But the android and I had a deal. I am bound here by an unjust curse that has held me for hundreds of years. She was to break that curse. If she still walks Galarian, you must bring her back here to free me. Or, if you are capable yourselves of dispelling my curse, perhaps we can be friends.
Well, that's a rather interesting arrangement, certainly. Might I inquire as to what you would do if you were freed? What aspirations do you have? Gainful employment? World travel? What would you do with yourself? And also, I apologize, I didn't catch your name. I am called Asher.
I'm Kira.
My name is Zagmander. And were I free of my curse, I would leave this hellish plane as quickly as possible.
And then what?
A quick sense motive on that.
Yeah.
And then come back with reinforcements.
Yeah.
What did y'all get on those sense motives?
10.
5.
Oh, man.
Wasn't that one?
22.
Yay.
Well, I
Better than
think
my 11.
everybody feels like she's being honest. She wants nothing more than to get out of this place, but Brixby probably catches just like the slightest inkling of like, yeah, that's where it would start, but that doesn't mean she'd stay gone.
Does Brixby have any sense that she can be reasoned with? Like, be like, hey, maybe don't, I don't know, go on a killing spree. I like the idea of gainful employment.
Leave and
Actual
never come back.
hands.
Yeah, redemption is Asher's thing, as is diplomacy. Cajoling people into acts of terrorism is Brixby's thing. So if we want to do that next, he's back
Well, and
here.
maybe Brix could try to convince her to help us fight Hellion. Like, we'll break her curse if she and her, I'm gonna guess CR7 or 8 decide to help us with his fight.
I like that idea.
You know, we met a fellow recently, young poke. One of the Dark's creepers. Got it. And we were told that there are more of them and a Lady Tatterface that answers to you, and that you and Hellion are friends of a sort. Does that all sound accurate?
She looks over her shoulder at a Hellion monitor mounted on the south wall here that has been smashed. She says, "My service to Hellion is simply one of convenience. He is. I've seen leaders rise and fall, but Hellion is a nascent divine being. And am unwilling to stand in his way, so I serve him as needed. The dark folk have been here for years, and they have been my eyes and ears into the world, as I cannot leave this place.
She sort of looks over at Vargas, and then her eyes go back to scanning the group.
She says, I've been bound in this place by a Kellid for a very long time. She is long dead, but I remain. Surely the sentence is served. Will you free me? Yes or no?
The dark folk that we spoke with, they referred to you as their god. They said you were the god of this place before Hellion came. If you're willing to help us fight him, help us get rid of him, and we free you, you'll not only be no longer bound to this location, you'll be able to take back your own worshippers. Surely that's enough incentive. And even if it's not, you called Hellion a nascent god. Wouldn't it be better, smarter, to deal with him now before he gained even more power? Because once he does, who's to say he really needs you anymore?
Yeah, we don't even like him. And like you said, we did scare him and break a bunch of his TVs. So if you want to hang out with us, we can all fight him together, and then you can have your people, and we don't have to kill you.
I will fight him at your side, if you will swear to free me when it is over. I don't care about his reign on this plane. I don't care about my followers. They are means to an end. All I want is to leave here.
Okay, we're gonna do this thing we do sometimes where we sort of stand in a circle and whisper to each other, and you stand just right over there and don't listen to us. Give us 2 seconds.
18 cents motive on the whatever she just said of, yeah, I'll fight Hellion with you. All I really care about is leaving.
Yeah, I mean, it seems legit. She is willing to risk her life, basically, fighting Hellion, if it means she'll be free.
What does
Brixby breaks the huddle.
what does breaking your servitude look like? What does it entail?
Mechanically speaking, it would be basically remove curse.
I don't have that. None of us do.
Not saying, even though I'm saying that in the Brixby voice, I'm definitely not saying that to them. Got to play those cards close to the chest. So, yeah, Brixby gets into the huddle and is like,
So we can't do it.
I don't know. Dinvaya might have a scroll or something.
Yeah, we can find someone who can do
Truly,
it. We always...
truly.
I can make a sticker that says remove curse.
That's a good idea.
If we're able to find a scroll of it, Asher should be able to cast it without too much issue.
That could be fun.
I'll let you explain that to them. That, it is contingent on finding the magic. I just, the read I got on this thing, it wants to go home, but home isn't where it stays. These are raiders, marauders. They grow themselves inside other people. I would just advise all of you to take what they say with a large grain of salt, perhaps some eggs too.
I have never seen or heard of a creature like her. Perhaps the overwhelming majority of her kind have been evil, but... And Asher will just kind of kind of like huddle, but also like womp 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 detect evil to see, like, is this specific individual Pokemon Zagmander detect as evil?
Yeah, definitely evil primary type, not even secondary type.
Yeah. And I think Vargas will also say in the huddle, the stories we've passed down of these creatures, if she is what I think she is, they're not nice. They're certainly evil. They appear out of the void, attack entire clans. I didn't even think they still existed. I assumed they'd been hunted to extinction generations ago. But if we can get the help of this creature against Hellion, it, as awful as it sounds, may be worth it to allow it to go free for the moment.
I mean, again, if you want to promise the potentially murderous extraplanar bug that we can free it with no plausible way to actually do it, then, well, yeah, I think that's writing a check that I'm not sure we can cash.
Brix, you think we're gonna fight her now or fight her later?
Well, I mean, unless we come up with a way to make good on this bargain that you are keen to make.
We're super good at finding ways to do things. But if we help her, I don't think we should help her now just to try to trap her or kill her again later.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, literally, if we agree right now, but we don't have a way to remove this curse because it's not on anybody's anything, we could then be at the other side of this, one party member down, 2 party members down, right? And then the Zill's like, all right, let me go. And we're like, okay, cool. We just have to go back to the cathedral. And then the evil outsider is like, all right, I totally understand. And doesn't murder the rest of us. I mean, like, look, Brix is pretty pragmatic. But this is pragmatism speaking. Like, what I see here is the scorpion that could ride on the frog's back. But we know exactly what this thing is.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
See, now what I'm thinking, though, is, like, I also 100% would see her double-crossing us. But I don't think she would do it until right after we broke the curse and she knew she didn't need us anymore. So, like, if we can use her to help fight Hellion and then go back and heal and get buffed up and be ready for a fight against her if one comes, like, I don't think she'd attack us until right after we broke the curse.
I just don't think we know that. I mean, I'm down to gamble. I'm just saying we are taking a risk saying that we can do something to free this outsider that's been bound for thousands of years. He's probably pretty mad about it. So
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
disagree.
that's why I think she wouldn't attack us, is because I think, like, she's desperate for any chance to escape, and she wouldn't want to kill what could be her only ticket out of here now that she knows Mianda is tied up 100 states away.
My point is more, I think it's not, I don't know how to say this word without swearing, bad? I think it's not nice to, like, yeah, let's do it, and then, be like, no, you might be evil. Like, if we're assuming this person is a bad thing, which, according to the rules, it is, then we should just end it here.
Yeah, that is definitely what Asher's inclination is with the strong evil coming off.
Yeah, that's another thing, is for the good characters, because Asher's good. Is Kira good? Is she chaotic good, or is she neutral? Chaotic good? Yeah. Like, for you two, it wouldn't make much sense to help her knowing she's evil.
Kira's all about helping, but yeah, I think it's hard to put out that, like, we've now ruled a couple times, though this is definitely an evil character, and while Izzy morally objects to placing a numeric value on someone's qualities, that is the nature of the game.
And yeah, Asher would not be about, like, yep, let's lie to her so she helps us, and then
Although if
and
this was an
then don't help
RPG
her.
video game, that is totally what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, like a chaotic good character, I could see, like, lying to her and saying, like, oh yeah, no, we'll definitely help you, because that's getting her help to fight the evil god.
Yeah,
For sure.
But lawful good, I wouldn't see Asher lying to.
I mean, literally, at the end of the Dregs fight, if we had Azil with us, that we failed to lie and say, and now we're going to free you. And
then-
like, we would have, it would be full
Go
on
in with that
TPK.
hammer.
And it's like, I can't assume Hellions going to be easier. So, I mean, while it would be nice to have them on our side, I just really don't want to get stabbed in the back, especially if, like, the wrong people are left
Unless
up
we
at the
can,
end of the
like,
combat.
Uriah gambit her and get her to go in first. Like,
It's a sky medal for the biblical reference.
Well, yeah, no, my vote is I guess we kill her to her face. Oh, we tried.
So, I guess before we break, Brixby looks Asher in the eyes and it's like,
Good Zill hunting, then.
Yes. How do you like them apples?
now, if we just like instantly go from our debate huddle to attacking
Yeah, I
her,
was gonna
would we
say,
get a
I would
surprise
love to- I
round? Because
really wanna
why on earth
charge,
would you
just-
expect that would happen?
And there is enough. I would say Kira's chaotic good enough to lie about that. Like, okay, we're coming to help you, and then the old turn and charge.
Yeah, if you just instantly attack her, then yeah, you can totally.
Oh, that's so mean. But no, let's do it. That sounds like fun.
Oh, why doesn't everybody roll for initiative?
for good.
No, you think I'd learn by now, 70 plus episodes in. The dice rolls well. You say thank you for your service, and you never roll it again.
So what did you get for Asher?
A total of a 6.
Damn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Definitely.
How's about Vargas?
Vargas rolled a 17 for a 19.
Oh, that's speedy. And Brixby?
3 for a 10.
And Kira?
9 for a 14.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So you all have, what's it called? A surprise round. You get one standard or move action to do as you will. We're going to sort descending. So Vargas, you're up first.
What would the GM rule on a spell that says when you cast this spell, you immediately move up to 30 feet in a straight line in any direction? Would you say that's just a standard action, or would you say that's a standard and a move?
No, that's just a standard action.
Yeah, because this part of what the spell does is move you. So he gets up from the huddle and then immediately casts Bladed Dash.
Oh no.
And he is now here, and he hits her as he's going by as part of the spell.
I really like the idea that they're turned away in this huddle. Like, yeah, we'll be with you in just a second, and then like, okay, we're done, and then we throw
She's
a
just
person at you.
standing there with her arms crossed and like waiting impatiently, checking her watch.
That is a 24.
That will hit her flat-footed AC.
Oh, that is a 1 on that. So that is only 4 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
All right. Seems like it all goes through. She is thoroughly surprised. And Kira.
Charge attack counts as a single standard action, similar to what we just did, correct? So I can do that. Great,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as
it's
you're within 30, and you are.
Yeah, it's
you're
what? Yeah,
close enough.
23.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so she's going to charge with a chainsaw. And I do think she will, like, just a quick apology as she goes. Like, sorry we had to do this. She'll wait until the blade hits, so we don't lose that. But she is feeling somewhat guilty. Oh, maybe it doesn't matter, because that's a 3 on the die. Oh, gosh, yeah. That's, 14. Does a 14 do anything? Oh, and it's -2 for charge. +2. +2 for charge.
+2.
+2 for charging.
So, 14, 16.
16 will hit flat-footed.
Yes.
This is going to be a short one, isn't it?
Chainsaw. I do feel like we kind of tried to warn her. Actually, I guess we just weren't.
No, we did the opposite.
Yeah, no, we absolutely led her to believe that we were going to help her.
I just feel kind of bad, but not that bad, because 3d6.
We're going to talk about helping you and then kill you.
12, 13, 25, 25 points of, what is that, slashing chainsaw damage.
That's a lot
Magical
of damage.
slashing.
Magical slashing is also true. And I guess, yeah, now I'm right up here in a straight line. Sorry, Asher.
And it is Brixby's surprise turn.
All right, Bixby's going to 5-foot step and shoot a Scorching Ray against their flat-footed touch.
Alright, she's gonna get some cover from Kira.
18.
Yeah, that'll still do it.
With a -4 for firing in
excellent.
melee.
Oh yeah, -4 firing into melee. That will not do it.
Okay. Never mind, then it goes
If you
wide.
delay, if it just delayed until after me, man, could have given you a precise shot.
And that's Bixby's turn.
Alright, well, that takes us to Asher.
Asher joins her side and fires at Brixby. No, Asher will, as a swift action, because you can take those during a surprise round, is confirmed by research. Call down a smite from this adorable little halfling goddess, Caldera Zuzaristan, on Zarmander, and take a shot at her flat-footed touch with some TM Kirakov. That becomes a... Sorry, there's maths involved. 19 against touch before any cover.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And she is an evil outsider, yes?
She is indeed.
Chef kiss. Let's do this. Only 12. Wait,
Alright,
that
not
is... Yeah, 13 point blank shot. Woo! And now, anyone within 10 feet of me gets the benefits of precise shot. Wink. So I got you next turn, Brix, if she's still alive.
She didn't like that. She didn't like that one bit.
It does bypass any DR if she has any.
Alright. She doesn't seem to so far, at least. But Vargas is back up now with an entire turn. This is
Yeah,
very
she's
sad.
gonna like this even less. He is gonna 5-foot step to get into flanking with Kira. As a swift action, he's going to spend 2 more arcane points to empower his arm and make it hit as the one size larger. Then he is going to roll to cast defensively. For, let's see, for this one, DC 17, I get a plus 13. 13 on the die, so he gets the cast defensive roll. Now the actual roll for my shocking grasp is a 2 on the die. Though, let's see, that is only against touch, so that is a... no, that's gonna be a 7 against touch, which I'm assuming is a miss.
That is indeed a miss.
Okay, but since he didn't take an actual move, he gets his full round, so he can take a swing at his arm with a -1. So that is a 15 against regular AC, so that is probably also a miss.
Since she is still flat-footed, that is actually a hit. I'm gonna need you to roll spell resistance for that shocking grasp charge.
Oh, that's right, because the charge was still held. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, or I would have completely forgotten he still had that.
I wouldn't let that go.
Let's see. That's a caster level, right?
Yeah.
Or is that, yeah. On my thing. Let me roll my die first. So it's a 10 on the die, and... Is that just plus my caster level for a caster level check? Would that just be a 16? There's an actual thing. I can never remember this one.
For what?
It's
Caster level check? It's just your caster
For
level.
a caster level check. It's just your caster level, so it's a 16.
yes.
Yeah, so 16.
So the shocking grasp charge fizzles as it hits her.
But the melee damage will still
But
hit
yeah,
her,
you
right?
still land a punch.
Okay, so because I made my arm bigger, this is now 2d6 instead of 1d8. So that is 11, 12, 13 points of magical bludgeoning.
I like it. Do not like it.
That is his turn then.
All right, and we're up to Kira again.
I too would like to take a full turn, please.
No,
Thank you.
full turns are banned.
No thanks. So still chainsaw running. Oh, she's going to go ahead and rage to really add insult to injury, hopefully. Oh, that's an 18 with the chainsaw, which is my third favorite number on a chainsaw. So I'm gonna roll that again and see what happens. Oh, that's not as great. That is, let's see. Oh, well, not bad. 19.
Yeah, 2.5 hours in, she's still flat-footed. So yeah, that's a confirmed crit.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Okay, so with
mercy.
that, I'm gonna take my 6d6 here. 1. This is 4, 5, 6. Just shake these up. This is so satisfying. 5, 8, 10, 16, 20. Oh, and you also double the modifier. 20, 32, 52 points of damage.
Oh my god!
Just on the first hit, though, but just on the first one. So I'm sure the second will not be a problem.
Oh.
Blood Ghost is about to be a blood splatter.
I know, so sad. I do feel kind of bad, but mostly excited. I am going to take that just second attack real quick. That is a 22 to hit.
22 will also hit, yeah.
What? No, come on.
I was gonna say, if I hit on a 15, a 22 is hitting.
That is 3 5s on 3d6s. 15 plus 16, 31.
Oh my god.
I love this game. It's my favorite.
Oh my god.
Just did over 80 points of
I
damage.
think we've done 100 points of damage.
She
or
still
close
hasn't
to it.
gone. It's so mean. But also, I love a chainsaw.
Yeah, you did 138 points of damage before she got a turn.
Oh, that's really... I, do not condone this behavior outside of that.
That was... She could do so many cool things. And she just falls to the ground. Jesus.
Okay, well, I want to use my 5-foot step to get out of Asher's way just in case.
Jesus, the All-Mother will rip your throats from your bodies and fill you with 1,000 young.
No, wait. 1,000 young what?
Yeah, that's the end of the Blood Ghost.
Yay!
Super anticlimactically. I'm very upset.
So
All
glad.
that discussion
I
took her out
know.
that quick.
Poor thing.
She has 6 attacks in a full round action.
Oh my
6
God.
attacks!
We fought way too many forearm people for us to take a chance on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Literally every time I get down within the 2 rounds. This is my recovery from all of the missed fights with Hetuath.
I'm very upset.
So about those +4 exploding burst daggers or whatever that is she's
Yeah,
carrying there.
electric taser
yeah.
of doom.
Oh yeah, she does have some loot, doesn't she? She's got that weird little gunny sort of thing. She's got 2 long swords, and she's wearing some fancy-looking metal bracers, which are not magical, but they are worth 800 GP each. But I'm gonna need engineering to identify the technological item.
21.
With a 21, you are looking at a laser torch. Let me just look up the description of the laser torch.
Like a Dead Space gun. Laser torch.
A laser torch is a handheld tool intended to cut through objects with great speed. When activated, the laser torch emits a beam of highly focused light, cutting and burning through surfaces up to 6 inches away. Attacks from a laser torch resolve as touch attacks and deal 1d10 points of fire damage, not modified by strength. When the laser torch is used as a tool or as a weapon to sunder, it bypasses 20 points of hardness. And the damage is not halved, as it normally is, unless it's fire resistant. It also passes through force fields and force effects without damaging the field, and invisible objects can't be harmed by a laser torch.
So, if we're fighting, like, hypothetically, an AI and a giant mecha scorpion, something bypassing 20 points of hardness could come in handy.
Could.
So the swords, are the swords magical, or are they just, like, nice swords?
They're just fancy alien sort of long swords.
Okay. So there's not anything we have to roll on them?
No.
You said when it's activated, sorry, the laser torch, I'm guessing, is battery operated, or is it a cool nanite tiny bug powered laser torch?
No, it's battery operated, but it is a battery per attack.
And is it
battery?
Not nearly as broken, or a charge per attack. So it's not nearly as broken as the chainsaw with its 1 hour per charge.
And we're only able to pass 20 points of hardness if we're using it as a weapon to sunder, specifically, right? Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That gets a
So
little
you'd have
bit.
to roll a sunder
Yeah.
to do it.
That gets into the weird CMB territory of someone trying to do that
I mean,
against.
I have a decent CMB. I have +6, which I don't think is horrible for this level. I don't know.
I mean, you already bypass some hardness.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. But that only does 10 points of hardness, I think, doesn't it, Adamantine? 20 is twice as good.
So, you're standing in the middle of this hallway, and the blood ghost is dead. She came from the west, and you haven't been over in that direction, and you also haven't been to the east. I think I'm going to give all of you a week to think about just which way you want to go, because I'm going to bed.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
May you have sweet dreams of what your 6 attacks could have been.
They would have been so good, buddy.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Bye, Kira. You just staying with the ticks.
I was still trying to find how much it was healed for. Let me just pop back up there.
Let's
And
pause and
everyone's gone.
re-listen to the app from last week.
I'm pretty sure it's up to date, and I actually just have like 18 HP, which is fine. Where did you all go?
we
just
could
dragged
address
you
Oh,
that.
okay. It's like I've disappeared into a wall. Great. All right. I am on it. I am fully immersed in the game. Let's start recording.
Maybe
Welcome back to Pot Against the Machine.
How far are you down? If I could just have that number, I'll work towards it.
What is that? 40, 30, 28, 38, 56, 18 out of 56.
38. Yeah.
38.
40, 30, 28, 18, 56.
Heck.
1 + 2 + 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. There's 1 bullet left in the gun.
Let's reiterate, I'm an English major.